to Maniacal Reader. Today I'm going to be doing a Pretty Little Liars review, books 5 to 8, plus the companion novel, Allie's Pretty Little Lies. If you haven't read the first 4 books in the series, I suggest you don't watch this video since there's going to be discussion and spoilers. At the end of book 4, you might remember that the character named Ian Thomas was arrested because people think that he killed Allie. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, the 5th book is called Wicked. I gave this book 3 stars because it was a slow start and not much happened in this book until you were about halfway through the book. I specifically liked Emily's storyline in the book. In this book, Emily is confused about her sexuality. At first, she thought that she liked girls, but in this book, she starts a relationship with a guy named Isaac. Isaac is a band member from her church group, and they start a romance together. I also liked Spencer's storyline in this book. In this book, she realizes that her grandmother passes away, and her grandmother didn't end up writing her in the will, so she's kind of frustrated about that and thinks it's really unfair. I was kind of shocked at this as well because I just think it's wrong for a family member when they die not to include everyone in their will and leave out other members. To me, that didn't really seem right. So I identified with Spencer in this situation and I felt her frustration. At the beginning of the book, since Ian Thomas has been arrested for Allie's murder, they assume that Ian is the one harassing them with these messages. Near the end of the book, the girls discover that Ian is dead, so that disproves their theory, and that means someone else is harassing them. I was completely shocked by this ending, and it's something that I wasn't expecting. The next book in this series is called Killer. I specifically enjoyed Spencer's storyline in this book, since Spencer's grandmother wrote her out of the will when she passed away. Melissa mentioned something that maybe her grandmother wrote only family members that were natural born into the will, and this leads her to discover her supposed birth mother named Olivia. In this book, Olivia and Spencer meet and they have a connection with each other. But it's not until the end of the book that Spencer learns who Olivia really is, and I wasn't expecting that. I originally assumed that Spencer was adopted and she wasn't a real Hastings or she didn't belong to her parents, so this was a surprise that I wasn't expecting, but I'm glad that this discovery or this new information that Spencer received allowed her to become closer to her family. With regards to the main plot in this book, the girls suspect that Darren Wilden, the police officer, and Jason De Laurentiis, Allison's brother, had something to do with her murder since they discover Ian Thomas was framed for her murder by A. I know I've said this before, but the ending of this book completely shocked me and it just blew me away entirely. I was not expecting that at all. It seems that the author Sarah Shepard continues to rev up the plot with the endings of her books, and I was completely blown away by the ending of this book. I don't know how it could be possible, but I was just completely stunned. I was like, what's going to happen now? There is a fire at the end of this book, and Arya rescues a girl from the smoke and flames, but she doesn't realize who this girl is until after the fire, and all 4 girls realize that this person looks like Allie, or that it could be Allie. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars because it just was incredible, and in my opinion, it surpassed all the other books in the series thus far. The next book in the series is Heartless. I gave this book 4 stars because I really liked it. I was mostly intrigued by Hannah's storyline in this book. In this book, A gets Hannah sent to a mental institution by her father for her eating disorder. While Hannah is at the mental institution, she discovers a lot of things about Allie. She discovers that Iris roomed with someone who looked like Allie. Also, Hannah has some dreams about Allie that lead her to think that Iris killed her best friend. The next book in this series is Wanted, the 8th book in this series. And this concludes the 2nd arc in the series. In this book we find out a lot of information, especially right at the beginning. We learn that Allie had a twin sister named Courtney, whom has been in a mental institution for years. Allison's family has been keeping her twin's identity a secret for all these years. The person whom everyone knows as Courtney is actually Allie, and she tells her friends the truth of this. Her sister tried to kill her, and her family didn't believe that she was actually Allie, so they sent her off to a mental institution thinking that she was actually the crazy twin, but she wasn't. We learn from Allie that her twin sister tried to switch places with her and take over her life, and this led Allie to kill her twin sister, which I think is just absolutely insane, and I wasn't expecting that. It turns out Allie is really a psycho. Her twin sister was the one who actually went missing and was killed back in 7th grade. The ending of this book was definitely a climax, and again, it was something that blew me away and just completely knocked my socks off. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars because it was just phenomenal, and in my opinion, it's the best book in the series so far. The next book I wanted to show you is a companion novel called Allie's Pretty Little Lies. This book was actually published after book 8, and it gives us more information on Allie's disappearance and death. In this book we basically get an inside view of what Allie and Courtney's relationship was like, and just the hatred between these two twin sisters. Allie and her sister Courtney have always had a conflicting relationship. Earlier in childhood, Courtney tried to kill Allie, so that's why Allie and her family decided to send Courtney to an institution. And when Courtney came home, it was like she was forgotten and she wasn't important anymore. That's what intensified this rivalry between these two twin sisters. And this is what led Courtney to want to take over her Allie's life so she can be the important twin. It was actually Courtney who met Aria, Spencer, Hannah, and Emily all those years ago and chose them to be her friends back in 7th grade. The very end of this book reveals information that the readers haven't gotten yet from reading the previous books in the series. Allie actually had an accomplice in killing her twin sister Courtney, which I think just twists this series more and makes it that more exciting. In my opinion, Allie is the real psycho since she killed her sister, and she threatened Courtney in childhood about, if you don't pretend to be me, bad things will happen to you. Overall, I think these twins have had a lot of problems between them, but I think Allie is the craziest of all since she eventually killed her sister out of revenge. But that's not to say that Courtney did a horrible thing in trying to impersonate Allie. I think Allie was the craziest of all, since she ended up killing her twin out of hatred, which I think was just horrible. Allie definitely has some problems for sure. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars because I thought it was just phenomenal, and I liked seeing the relationship dynamic between Allie and her twin and what it was like for them growing up. I do have to say though, I do like book 8 more since it's actually part of the series. That's all for my Pretty Little Liars review. Books 5 to 8. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!